Alright, so the bike shop became a sewing shop and became a wood shop and became a sewing shop again, became a bike shop again, and now it's becoming a wood shop again, but for a different purpose. A friend and fellow, Charlie Carter, does this wonderful burn work, lightning work on wood. He did my shepherd's axe handle here, did a great job of that. Did the seats on these stools, wonderful looking things. Makes the stuff, but he asked me to help him out with a bit of epoxy work on this one. Because it's not my piece, and it sucks not being able to show off his work that much, but it's not my piece, so I'm not showing the entire thing. Also, covering it up like this helps in case there's any spill. But this has to be filled with epoxy in 2 pours, single pour, halfway, and then put this glass ball, this marble in there, in the center, and then fill it up to cover it to make an eye in the center of this, and he's going to lay it up from behind. That's going to look amazing. But he cleaned everything out, and he doesn't know how to do this, and I've done this at least once before in my life. So we're going to mix the epoxy, pour it in there, try and get all the bubbles out of it. I got a torch for that. Then we're going to wait for it to harden, probably overnight, and then we're going to do a second pour to cover it up. So that's the plan. So I'll set you where you can see most of what's going on. I'll try and figure out what we're doing here. We got Varathane deep pour casting epoxy. And we want equal parts of A and B. So let's do equal parts of A and B and figure out what we're doing. See if this works. Come on, open you. There. Let's see how much. Well, first we got to get something to stir it with. What are we going to use for that? I don't use anything that I need. Do I have a stick? I don't even know if I have a stick. Hang on while I go out in the yard and get a stick. Alright, so we found a relatively clean stick. We'll just wipe it down as best we can, make sure nothing, no chunks of dust or anything are going to get mixed in with the epoxy. So, part 1. Pour some of that in there, see what we get. I get enough to half fill this thing. There's part 2. Open, you cocksucker. I hate these fucking childproof caps. I know I'm pretty immature, but I didn't think it'd account for this. Oh. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Ain't even opened yet. Trying to get this shit on my hands if I can help it. So we got the material and then we got the catalyst. There, that's a mess already. Rag to wipe my hands on. There. Pour this in about there. There, that's equal parts, A and B. Stir the ever-loving shit out of it and hope for the best. I don't know what the work time is on this stuff. I know nothing about it. But it stinks to high heaven. I'll stir it up as much as I can stir it up. Let's do this thing. That's about halfway. Okay, so a little bit of waste in there. That's going to sit in there after it's cured. But before we start that, I am going to go and get a torch lighter. Try and burn some of the bubbles out. Oh, no shit, it actually works. I don't know how well, it probably can't see it at all, but as the bubbles come up to the top, this is actually pulling them up and breaking them. That's nice. Leave that for a while. Something about vibrating to pull the bubbles up, if I remember correctly, which is possible. I'm shaking you too, I just realized that. Okay, so a lot of the bubbles are coming out of it. It's clearing up, that's nice. Yeah, there's going to be a few spots where there's still bubbles in it, but that's pretty good. So, yeah, we'll, you can't even see it. It's that clear. Nice. Well, I can see it, but looking on the camera, it looks like almost invisible. So it is quite clear. That's good. There are a few bubbles in it, but I'm doing what I can do. I'll bring it back when that's solidified a little bit. And, yeah, then we'll see what happens next. So, that 5-hour cure time turned into 11 hours for the first half. Drop the marble in and mix and pour the other half. As you can see, I got rid of all the bubbles. Looks good. Hopefully it'll dry faster than the first half did. Yeah. Just realizing I can see the reflection of the wires for the lamp above me in the surface of the stuff. So yeah, a little disappointed in how long it's taking, but it seems to be working, and it does look like an eye, which is creepy as fuck. Okay, tomorrow I'll let you know if it worked, if it's solid. Talk to you later. So, check the cut this morning. This one's finally solid, which means it took a total of 2.5 days to dry, but it's dry. So that project's done, or my part of it. That'll be handed off to buddy who brought it to me for the help. Back will be sanded. Tape will come off the back, so I don't know if you can see it or not, but happy accident, the stain where the epoxy hit the edge of it bled into and spread around inside there, so it's going to look like a bloodshot eye. Okay. Next step, I got to clean this whole mess up and get back to the sewing setup. Talk to you next time. I said I was done with this, but I got to peek at what it looks like once I get the tape off of it, so you get a sneak peek at this. See how many pieces we have to pull it off in. have to be sanded, and that's to be expected. Interesting thing to do with a knot hole in a piece of wood. Well, my buddy Chris had a great idea with this. It's rock solid on that end. I think that last little bit's coming off easy. So let's see what it looks like up to the light. It's not as pretty from that angle, but let's see what we get. And there's the finished product, or at least, partly finished. You get that little bit of tape sanded off the back there. We got bloodshot in it. It's a great big eye. Worked out really well. Okay, talk to you next time.